Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is middle of the month for the month of March, Tarot Oracle reading. And Virgo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Virgo, we still all have a little bit of Virgo in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Virgo in, that's where this energy will show up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Be aware that this is a general or collective reading, so parts may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you, leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning it's the perfect time if you're watching it right now. But if I have posted this some time ago, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we're going to begin with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck for the overall energy of this reading. And we have the King of Pentacles. So it's raining money. So the King of the Pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional world. This represents lifestyle. You know, it's you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle that you want. The King of Pentacles is very well respected for having really good business acumen, someone who's very successful in matters of business, because this could represent someone who is in the banking industry. If they are, they would be high up. They would at least be a manager, that type of energy. It could represent like the head financial advisor of a company, as well as you know, the financial advisor for a country, you know, in the government, that type of energy. Accountants and financial advisors. Now, if they are an accountant or a financial advisor, they would be someone who is a partner in you know, the company. And this also can represent a very successful entrepreneur. This energy is talking about, you know, the king is totally focused on his pentacle here. He's wearing this robe and it has all these grapes on it, because grapes in tarot represent luxury. It represents something that, you know, is hard to grow. And grapes are hard to grow, and sometimes it can be hard to make money from them also. So this is talking about that type of energy of having a luxurious lifestyle. And then we have, for the underlying energy for the internal forces in this reading, we have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is talking about these three individuals are having some sort of celebration. The thing is, they're not looking at each other, so they're not celebrating each other here. They're celebrating whatever it is that is happening, that type of energy. This card is not my favorite card in many ways, because you know, the cups are about love in tarot, and these people are more loving something than each other, like or you know, they're not looking at each other. In many cultures, particularly in Europe, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, they have a very big suspicion there that it will cause 7 years bad luck and in your love life. So it would kind of defeat the purpose. Sometimes this card can represent, you know, a celebration of something that's happening. And sometimes it can represent people's gossip and slander, that kind of energy. And also sometimes it can represent a third party involvement in a couple's relationship. So we have the card of the Six of Swords is about moving off to calmer waters, to be with God, basically to chill out for a little while, wanting to get out of the rough waters and be in calmer waters. So the rough water in tarot represents emotions being really volatile. Maybe there's a lot of chaos around you at this time. This is talking about a mind that can't rest. And so this is there's a desire to heal your mind, basically, to calm your thoughts, that kind of energy. And so this child with the adult, there's no baggage here, and this quite often can represent having a need to heal your inner child. And so you know, in the thoughts that the subconscious mind, which is brought on by the time you're about 5 or 6 years of age. Your subconscious mind is formed, and it's actually formed by other people, because you're, at that age, if you look back, like, you can't really remember what happened to you when you were a baby. And so but a baby sucks in their environment like a sponge. And so a lot of times the subconscious mind is made up of the thoughts of the people who were put in charge of our care. We can't ourselves remember what happened when we were babies, so they have to tell us. And generally the subconscious mind, when we get triggered by something, when we're upset by something, we have a tendency to rely on our subconscious mind, which is not always our own thoughts so much as it is the thoughts of other people who thought that this is the way we were. And this is talking about having to dig deep. Like, this conveyor is having to dig deep to be able to move this boat forward. He has to get that pole down in the mud so that he can push it forward and move on to calmer waters. And then we have the Three of Wands. This card's been coming up a lot in these readings, and it's because there's a lot of new happening in the astrology. There's a lot happening in the world right now. It seems like it's been turned upside down these days. There's always something in the news with the files having come out, and we have a new war in Iran, and we have an energy of kind of like this, chaotic energy, never knowing, okay, what's going to happen next kind of energy. And so this is talking about someone who is contemplating making a change in their life and really wanting to expand their horizons and do something different. They're standing on this shoreline and looking over to the other. This is actually water in between here. It's golden because the sun is shining on it. There's ships sailing by, and this person is thinking, I might just hop on one of them babies and go for a ride. It's talking about, and so the Two of Wands represents a change, the Three of Wands represents wanting to make a change and taking action to make that change happen. And generally this card can sometimes represent moving on from something or someone, or moving, actually, changing your actual physical location. And then we have the energy of the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is talking about a mental prison. It's feeling like that it's similar to this energy, but it's a little bit further. Like, at least here, I feel like you are moving on, like you've made that choice that you want to heal. And so that you need to take some time here. And here it's kind of making the decision to do that, or what to do. So this is talking about, you have these seven swords behind you. So I feel like you have sorted through a lot of it now. And now you are ready to move forward out of this position and into, like, with this one sword, and take action. And that's the action that you're going to take. This energy sometimes represents someone who felt like they can't move forward because they're duty bound to something, or to someone. The blindfold over the eyes represents not wanting to see something or not being able to. This is like a mental prison. And really, the person could walk out of it, but they just can't see a way out. And so, but there is a movement happening now. You can see the right foot is forward on dry land, and the left foot is just in the puddle there, but the puddle is way more shallow than it used to be. The water represents our emotions, and I think there was a lot more water here when this person started making the decisions. So this is the energy of choosing now to move forward and walk out of this mental prison. We have, okay, it was over disappointment in love. There we have it. Yeah, and this card, can represent wanting, being in a couple, and now wanting to move forward as a single person due to disappointment in love. So this is the cups do represent love of all sorts. Generally, this is romantic love. Having said that, it could represent someone or like other than a romantic partner that you love. It could also represent a place that you love, people, places, things, basically. But it and most likely in this case, it looks like it could be romantic love. So this is talking about the disappointment, and this person is sitting under the tree, and they've already had 3 disappointing situations, and they are sitting under the tree, and the universe is trying to hand them another cup of love, and they're like, I don't think so. I've had enough. You know, if it's more of the same old shift, I'm just not interested. I don't want to go through it again. And so these 3 cups can represent an energy of 3 relationships that didn't work out. It could be someone that you have given 3 chances to, and they're asking for a 4th chance, and you're saying, you know, no, 3 strikes, you're out. I'm not giving you another chance. You've shown me who you are. And this sometimes can represent someone who there's a third party in the relationship. And sometimes this card can even represent a third party relationship, and now there's a pregnancy, and not necessarily between the couple, that kind of energy. We have the Hangman. The Hangman is wanting to have balance. So very much like this card, it's checking in now and just, okay, I'm going to hang from this tree of knowledge until I really, really feel like I've looked at this problem from every perspective, like all the different options that I can take. And he's hanging upside down because he wants to get a totally different viewpoint of the situation, which he can get from hanging upside down. And he has an aura about his head. When he gets the information he needs, then when he feels balanced and ready to go, then he'll come down from the tree and take action. And the reward for being calm and being able to be in this energy, the universe is stepping in and saying, here is a reward of pentacles for your, you know, for staying. This is a reward for staying on your path of glory. This is your destined path that God placed you on the earth for. And this pentacle is representing a really much better lifestyle than the one you've had before. So this is, and this could be the divine handing you, trying to hand you a cup of love. And so this could be the divine wants you to have a cup of love and have the pentacles as well, the lifestyle. So have both. So that's all right. And so the internal forces, those are what you can tell that they're internal, because that's when you are, you know, if you can't sleep at night and you're laying awake in bed and you're thinking, what if this happens now? What if I do that? What if they do this? And if, and woulda, shoulda, coulda. And this energy can be very, get you in these situations here where you're just like, I can't think straight. It's actually overthinking though. And so this is talking about your identity and your self-image. This is saying you recognize that whatever has happened here, you need some time to yourself to isolate and just meditate and pray and get into a better space so that you can move on to calmer shores. Because at this time, you're in some pretty rough water, which represents having volatile emotions. And then this is talking about your identity and self-image. So yes, this can represent now trying to decide the decision to make. Should I stay or should I go? Dun, 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 dun. Should I stay or should I go? Dun, 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 dun. That's the energy I'm getting. And like really like nervous about it, like anxious, you know. And so after you going off to calmer waters with God, this is, you're now ready to move forward. And this also represents your communication style from early life. And so maybe even as a child, you overthought a lot of things. It's just the style that you are. You tend to take longer to make a decision. You want to go through each scenario. It's kind of like some people go into a store and they run in and they buy the first thing. They're looking for a dress for to go out with to go out on that evening, and they run into the store, and in an hour they have exactly what they want with the matching jewelry and the shoes and everything. And the second person goes into the store and they try on everything at every single store to make sure first, and then they come back to the first store and purchase. It's that kind of energy. The home and family and emotional foundation. So in your family, there could have been a situation where it was out of wedlock. You might even be adopted or something like that. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. Not that it really matters, but it's just here in the stratosphere. It could be a situation where maybe one of your parents left the relationship, and when that happens to us as a child, a lot of children will feel like it's their fault somehow, and so this can really affect how we love and how we move forward in love. And this is about your creativity, romance, and your children. So this is talking about you really want that balance right now. You want that. And you're willing to wait until the situation is right, until you're in the right headspace to move forward with that. And this is talking about your health, your daily routine, and how you live your life on a day-to-day basis. And this is saying it's going to improve greatly for you. So don't be so concerned. There's improvement right around the corner here. We have the energy of the external forces. Yes, so the external forces is regret. So this energy here can be whoever, if your partner was out and about without you, this energy represents that they are in regret, and they have remorse for what they've done, but it's too late now because the cup is, these 3 cups are spilt. The 2 of these cups have wine in them, and the other one has some other liquid. So this is representing this third-party energy here that I was talking about earlier, and the disappointment from it. And so you could also be in this position where you have a lot of remorse and you're really sad about the situation. The thing is, if you've ever heard the saying, don't cry over spilt milk, it's because once this wine is spilt into the ground, you're not going to be able to suck it out of the ground and enjoy it. So you have to accept the loss. The best thing that a person can do at this point, I mean, you could stand here for the rest of your life and or sit under this tree, and be disappointed in love and never move forward again with it. You could be stuck here for a long time, or you could just say, okay, I've taken a loss here. I'm going to pick up these 2 cups behind me. I'm going to move forward on my path, and I'm going to cross the bridge over troubled waters. I'm going to go to my castle, and I'm going to heal some more. And this is talking, the castle is half dilapidated and half standing. And this is just representing, is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? Okay, so that external forces. But look at this. The sun is coming in, and so this is saying that you've chosen to move forward. And so this energy is talking about the sun. The sun is the happiest card in the deck, and it reflects its light and its love on everything around. It also brings truth into a situation, because this is God shining his light on a situation so that you understand what happened here and that you get the truth. This is saying you were destined to be a very happy person. You can see this person on this little pony. This little guy is just totally comfortable, no fear, no reins, and carrying this heavy banner. And this banner represents your life path, your destiny. And look how this child is just carrying it carefree with ease. And this is talking also, all of these sunflowers are turning to the sun, representing following God's plan. And so this is in your position of commitment, marriage, and relationships, partnerships. And this is talking also, okay, so to get to this position, it's saying that you can't just always use your mind, and particularly, you can't just rely on your logic, particularly in matters of love. Love is something that you feel. And so it requires you using your intuition and as well as your logic, applying logic to your intuitive feelings about what you're going to do. This is the high priestess sitting between the 2 pillars. One represents Jesus, one represents the devil. This represents good and evil, and being comfortable sitting in between, because she is next to God, sitting on her throne. And she is known for being very highly intuitive. And this is the energy of the sickle moon, represents an energy of the moon energy. Understanding the cycles of the moon represent cycles in life as well, that type of energy. And so this is in a place of transition in your life, where this is talking about secrets coming out, illusions being over. So that is talking, we just came out of eclipse season, and the first eclipse was on the 17th of February, and the second one was on March 3rd. And so on the 17th, it was in the sign of Aquarius, and which is about looking after the group's energy. And Leo was opposing that energy, and Leo is talking about, hey, if I'm going to be a leader, I need to look after my needs as an individual so that I can move forward in my own strong way to be able to lead. And having that kind of back and forth there at the beginning of the month and all through the 17th. And then on March 3rd, we had there was a solar eclipse, which meant that for a short period of time, it looked like the sun had disappeared, basically, and the moon blocking it out, although it was only a partial. And then we had on the March 3rd energy, where the moon was in Virgo, and Virgo wants you to get your ducks lined up in a row, and especially in your domestic life, this kind of energy right here, so that you have the support to be able to earn the pentacles and have more pentacles and live a better lifestyle. So it's talking about cleanliness is next to godliness, basically, and also putting order into your life, like getting the book work done, getting everything you can do to be ready, so that when something really great comes along, that you'll be able to tackle it. And the eclipse on the 3rd, that energy was a lunar eclipse, which means that for a short period of time, for a bit longer period of time, the moon, because it was a full moon, the sun was blocking out the moon, and so we could see the energy, the light reflecting off the moon, and it turns like a real red color. And so that's quite often referred to as the blood moon. And so that was the energy that we just came out of on March 3rd. And so we're moving in, we will be having another new moon on the 18th of March. And that one is the one that is in Virgo energy. So that it's going to want to be having things cleaned up. And so this energy is talking about moving forward in the new and using your intuition to make strong choices. We have the world energy coming in. So the world is representing the end of a cycle. It's saying like this, and this part of your life, the way it is right now, is over. You're going to be happier, and you're going to get the truth and have, that feeling that you get the truth sets you free, and you'll be off on a new cycle in your life. That's represented by the world card. So it's basically saying it's going to feel like a whole new world. You're ending this cycle of doubt in your love life and doubt that you're worthy of, having that love. You're solid on the pentacles, that's for sure. This promise coming in. So it's talking about maybe making some changes in your daily routines and habits, so that with this gift coming in, that you won't have to maybe put so much time in at work, and you'll have more time to satisfy your need for getting out and meeting people and being able to be in a position to possibly meet someone. And this is talking about, this is talking about lifestyle here. So you look at these pentacles here, and there's 7 pentacles, and this person is wondering, I put all this work into this, and this is how I feel, and the project was successful. There's 7 pentacles here, but I feel like deflated, kind of like I feel like I don't have anyone to share this with. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to work this many hours and then miss out on some of the fun things of life? So that's just representing that energy is shifting. And this is talking about your career and your reputation. that kind of energy. So it could be you might even be considering moving into a different career, and maybe that move takes you to another location, and at that location you meet someone, you know, that is the perfect love partner for you. We have the energy of this is going to be an energetic upgrade for this when this reward comes in. The Magician, the Magician is the very first card that you come across after the Fool starts his journey at the 0 point, and the very first card he comes across is the Magician. And then the cycle ends at card 21 when the World comes up. That means that you've achieved everything you can in that cycle, and it's time to start another one. And then, so this is confirming that that energy. And this is talking about as above, so below. The Magician has this infinity symbol above his head. This is representing infinite potential, to the power of infinity and beyond. As above, so below. So bringing your thoughts down to earth and manifesting them to create a beautiful garden on earth. You have all the tools that you need on your bench here. And interestingly enough, this Magician also has an Ouroboros wrapped around his waist, and an Ouroboros is when a snake biting its tail. And so it's talking about not getting caught up in the same old loops, like learning from your mistakes from one cycle so that you can improve your life in the next. And this energy, we just came out on February 17th when we had that new moon that I was talking about in Aquarius. That new moon was that first eclipse, basically. That energy, on the same day we moved from, it was the first day of the Chinese New Year. And so we moved from the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse. So that was quite a big shift in energy. The fiery horse energy is about being really passionate in matters of love, and also, you know, being really heartfelt. And the energy is wanting to achieve aspiring to high goals, which is really good, which you already are doing, but in a more free-spirited way. And it's warning against this energy that you know, if you set your goals so high, you don't give yourself enough time, that you can get caught up in this energy where you're working and, you know, too much, and not, you know, all work, no play makes Jill and, is it Jill a dull girl? It's something like that. Or Jack a dull guy. I don't know. There's a saying something like that. I can never remember the sayings correctly when I'm in the zone here. But so this is that energy. It's talking about moving into a totally, like, it's a different type of energy altogether. And the warning in the fiery horse energy is taking on too much and not giving yourself enough time, so that you're working, and then you're exhausted and you don't even make it to the finish line because you don't even want to finish that last pentacle. It's like, oh, it's just too much work. It's not worth it. So it's talking about being careful of that energy, and also impulsive energy in general, like the fiery horse energy, you know, it adds fuel to the fire. So if you're having like a moment of anger, it can really escalate that anger, and it's easy for that to happen. So this is now saying, though, that you are strong to making this move. I feel like perhaps what this reward is maybe you've been offered a position somewhere, doing something that you really enjoy doing. And it's good for you because you're feeling like you have to maybe move to a new city to, you know, to take the position. It's going to pay very well, and you're going to enjoy doing it. And it's also like, now that you know what you know, you have a conviction beyond doubt. Like it's knowing beyond a doubt that, okay, I have learned that I don't want to get in a position where I'm working that many hours and not having the fun times. So making a commitment to yourself that, okay, I'm going to move, I'm going to change location, I'm going to start over again. I'm going to open my heart up to love because I can feel that there's some love coming in for me. I'm not going to stay in this regret. You know, that energy isn't serving me, and now I have, I know where I'm going. And then this is talking about, you know, if you notice, this person has a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. And so this can represent straddling both the worlds and coming to that decision and taking that action to move there. So this is good. This is talking about ready to make the move. Way to be. Sometimes those decisions can be very challenging. And the Virgo energy with this new moon energy in Virgo coming up here on the 18th, this energy is going to be right up your alley, like just getting ready, you know, in this time. And right now also, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is retrograde. Mercury has been retrograde since the 26th of February, and it will be retrograde until the 20th of March. And so communication can be scrambled, and, you know, there could be people coming in from your past wanting to reconcile, and maybe, you know, that energy could be something regarding that kind of energy, that maybe someone that in the past had stepped out on you is saying, hey, will you give me another chance? And you know, the energy around that is be very careful of that energy. When people show you who they are the first time, believe them. And it's talking about it would be more beneficial for you to possibly move forward in a brand new way rather than taking someone back that has already made you feel this way, basically, and in this energy. So and just that it's just really common in retrogrades for people to come back in and want to communicate. And you know, it can represent unfinished business and people wanting closure, but it also can just represent an energy of you know, the other person senses you're moving on, and they like it when you're like, they would rather have they like the thought of you like pining for them, you know, like wishing they were here. Oh, that kind of energy. So this is kind of like a vampire energy is what I'm picking up. Like it's sucking your energy. And so you're really going to notice when you make this move, Virgo, too, you know. And the thing is also, so the Mercury goes direct on the 20th of March, and on the 23rd of March, it's interesting because we have an energy of, is it Jupiter? Or no, the North Star is moving into that energy for a day. And so the North Star is your destined path. It's like the reward. That's the reward you're getting. So the 23rd of March could be a very highly intuitive day for you. And it could be this energy of anything that it was left unknown, that it comes to you and it really makes you feel like, absolutely, I'm in this energy for sure now. Jupiter does go direct into Cancer, and it makes people want to focus. That's on the March 11th. And so that's when there's a lot of focus on the home, and is your, this Virgo moon is asking, is your domestic situation supporting your work life, and vice versa? Because if it isn't, clean it up so that you can have everything you want. So this is right up your alley, but you're probably going to be feeling this very intensely because of the Virgo energy, the Mercury being retrograde, but you're also going to probably feel the energy of that enlightenment coming in on the 23rd. Pay attention to your intuition at that point. And also Venus entered into Aries on March the 6th. And so it was in Pisces, and Pisces was much more dreamy in matters of love, more likely to give person another chance, and, you know, more idealistic. And now that Venus moving into Mars energy, joining Neptune and Saturn, who just moved there like about 2 weeks ago, is saying, I don't think so. I think we need to be more assertive in our love life. And that's the kind of energy that this astrology is in. So if you've enjoyed this reading and you feel like, oh, okay, I have the clarity that I need, please do give it a like and comment. Thank you for your time and energy. Consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. And for those of you who would prefer to continue on and get more clarity out of this reading, we're going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector. TalesFromTheVector.com is my website. So I have a gallery of paintings on that website, and The numbers on the cards that I'm using here represent the paintings as they're listed in that oracle and in the gallery. And so I started working on this in 2007, and in 2020 I completed the 64 paintings. There's some really big paintings because they're dragons, and dragons like to, they like big paintings. And the paintings are about dragons coming in from the future with advice. There's angels, there's crystals, there's all sorts of energy in this oracle. It's something that I had a lot of fun working on, and now I'm working on bringing it out into physical form. Having said that, I am working on like I do have the written part done, but I'm now wanting to make sure everything is correct, and I have really have a really good idea how the cards play, and that the only way you can do that is put them in action. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have the time to commit to working on my YouTube channel, and so that's why I'm now in this space. I'm really enjoying it. I'm learning a lot and really enjoying connecting with you. So I will, in the description box below, put the numbers of the cards as they appear in this reading, and then if you decide you would like to check out the paintings, you'll know which ones to look for. All right, so we're ready to go. So yeah, this is talking about right away the sun's coming out. So this is repeating again. This is the advice from God, and this reward for the pentacles. Like, don't worry so much about money and your lifestyle so much. It's more about what God is saying is you're not missing the money so much. It may seem like it because you're in that kind of energy right now, but what you're missing is the lifestyle, like having the love in your life and being able to share the happy moments with someone that you care about. We have the Chariot, and this is already happening in the ethers. So the Chariot represents when you're on your destined path, that you get on the Chariot, and the Chariot has no reins. Like it's like this child on the pony here. There's no need for reins. It just takes you exactly where you need to go. You just need to make sure that you are in a position to move forward. And it's sitting on this energy of the Three of Cups here. And I feel like this is talking about moving away from that, like actually moving and away from people like this that enjoy, that are gossiping about your situation here. And possibly one of them was even one of the people involved, or maybe all of them were. We don't know what your situation was. And so this is the energy of, yes, I'm moving on, leaving the city I'm in and moving to a new one for adventure. And we have mother's worry. Yes, your mother may have been worried about you because you may have been seeming to be really despondent and concerned. But also I feel like a lot of people are feeling this energy right now of, you know, a lot of people refer to the earth as Mother Earth, and a lot of people are feeling like, oh, there's so much unsettled, like it's hard to make choices in life, it's hard to make choices at all because of all this information coming in. And it's kind of like the files coming in, it's like someone pulled the rug out from underneath a lot of people, and they're just like their foundation of what they thought the world was like, and the people they looked up to, they're like not looking up to those people anymore. Because of the files, there's a lot of information coming out. But this is, again, saying be very careful about judging people at this time. There's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of AI now. There's a lot of miscommunication at this time. We have Mercury in retrograde until the 20th. And so this can really cause confusion and make a lot of issues as far as the energy of communication in general and world communication with these files. We also have the war in Iran, and there's conflicting information coming in about that. It's a very weird situation when the information is coming in almost like you're watching a sporting event, and it's actually a war, and there's people actually suffering from this war, and it's like, but it's so surreal right now, the world. And so that a lot of that energy makes it a lot more challenging to make decisions, or even feeling like wanting to, you know, that kind of energy. And like even for me today, that whole miscommunication part came in because I have a lot of construction outside, and today they were so loud because they've torn down buildings, houses, to build a apartment building and a tower actually, and so they're actually doing a really good job out there. But the problem is they were moving rocks, and cement and they were dumping it into the bins, and it was so loud I couldn't do there's no way. I had to wait 4 hours here, so that's why your reading is late, Virgo. It's not that I forgot about you, it's just that it was like, no, it was just too loud. I have a noise canceling mic, but it's not that it's not going to cancel the noise that much. So this is saying that there was a scotoma in your situation, a blind spot. Like there was something you couldn't see about your situation that a lot of other people were seeing. And instead of telling you like a good friend would, they were behind your back gossiping about it. And so this kind of energy, the scotoma, is when you don't see something and everybody else can, or everybody else can't see something but you can. And then you can, could be something like, well, everybody can see it. But in actual fact, we as human beings, we only see about 5% of the full spectrum of light. So we think we're seeing everything, but there's a lot happening around us that we're not seeing. A lot, like a lot of energy. A lot of physicists call this dark energy, and a lot of them labeled it just kind of as like, dark energy. It's just there. Don't worry about it. There's nothing there. Nothing to see here. Well, you can't see it, but there's lots of energy in it. And so that's what it's talking about, having like all these, and then there's, things that we can all see. And so, and right now the world is like one giant scotoma. I feel like a lot of like, it's just day after day, like we have situations happening that we never thought would happen. Systems are, we're in a lot of transition. Systems are changing because of this energy coming out, and the people that are at the top of the pyramid, basically, that have they have the money, they have the power, they have the talent, they have the beauty, the handsomeness, that kind of energy. They have the world, like they're at the top of the pyramid. And this is what I'm saying. You can have all the money in the world and still not be enjoying the lifestyle you want. And they certainly aren't anymore. And you want to talk about miscommunication. There's a lot of miscommunication right now in the 3 million emails and documents that are being delivered to us on a daily basis here. And so this too shall pass, and it's saying the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason. You want to make sure you shoulder check, but you don't want the past, you don't want to sit in the past and not be able to move forward in the future. You could stand here or sit under this tree for the rest of your life, and some people do. So this is the hermit energy. And so yes, the best decision you could make would be to go climb that mountain, go isolate and be with God. In my oracle, the hermit painting is called the Journeyman, and it's actually a very hawk-like dragon, and his name is Ifyou, and he is very he's absolutely brave when it comes to flying into the darkest of the dark and looking for he's a truth seeker. And he's a baby dragon, but all the baby dragons have an angel, because baby dragons get into a lot of trouble. They're very, very curious, and they can move very quickly, and they're very powerful. And so the angel that is accompanying him, his guardian angel, is a First Nations angel, and she is doing her best to keep up with him. He is sitting on a totem pole in the painting, but it's a totem pole from another time and space than the place that he's in. The painting, his location is Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. The totem pole actually has the 3 monkeys on it. The 3 monkeys from Japan, actually, representing speak no ego. It's evil, but this is ego. Speak no ego, see no ego, and hear no ego. And the light in the lantern is represented by the aurora borealis, The aurora borealis is an incredible thing to see. The whole sky becomes brilliant with a bunch of sweeping colors that play across the sky. And the aurora borealis is sometimes referred to as the northern lights. They're in Winnipeg, Manitoba is one of the most like the easiest place to see them, or to have more access to being able to see them. It's really on the white snow. It's an incredible thing to witness. And then we have the emperor. The emperor is talking about performance. So this is saying that it's time to the emperor is all four kings rolled into one person. So he's got all, he knows when to move on, and he's ready for the next opportunity. And that's talking about performance, is like wanting to be in that energy. We have the ego. So this is a karmic space. Hold your ego in check. You don't want to, be in this place of letting your ego rule your life. Ego and spirituality is saying, oh, you're just one person. What can you do? Like, you don't deserve love. You don't deserve another chance. Why don't you just forget it and stay where you are? And so this is about making sure that, that you are in a position of being able to move forward and checking that ego. Destruction. So yeah, whatever happened here was not a progress, really. In some ways it was. It was destruction first. And so sometimes when we feel like, we're in the perfect relationship, and then we have a situation where we're disappointed like this, it can feel like our life is destroyed, but it's actually making way for the new. And quite often when we have, that will be represented by a tower where there's like, boom, it comes out of the blue. It feels like it comes out of the blue. And it's just never at the right time. But there is no good time to be hit by lightning, really. And so we have the card of deception. And so, yeah, this is talking about in the past. There definitely was some deception here, and by your partner. And there was a hex in the city. I feel there was some involvement with someone that you knew. If you're suspicious of that, I have a feeling that you're correct. We have the energy of the Libra energy. And so this is about now that you've learned these lessons here, your Libra energy is talking about being mature enough to be able to move into this place where you understand what a commitment of marriage and maybe raising a family, what that really is going to entail, and you're ready for it. The Venus energy, remember I said that Venus moved into Mars on the 6th of March, and that energy makes you more assertive in matters of love, which is a good way to be at this time. This transition that's coming, this is in the position of transition, all the secrets coming out will allow you to be in a foolhardy journey. So the fool going on a journey where they are feeling like they really are, can anticipate the journey instead of having expectations that create limitations, and then you feel disappointed because your expectations aren't fulfilled. And we have the magician energy coming in. That's in your higher learning. So look we have the magician here and we have the magician here. And so this is talking about, this is going to be an energetic upgrade for you. This move is a really great idea. Make sure, especially in this time, that you just prepare for it if you can, and really, get your ducks lined up to be able to make this move. And so that you're ready. So like if you can't make it right at this time, get ready to make it. Use that Virgo energy of, getting things in order that you're so good at, and make some, be ready for when the tower hits, because this is the energy. And the tower is represented, the word divorce there is talking, maybe that's a situation you're in if you were married, but it's more like talking about the worst divorce would be from source. Like being cut off from God would be worse than anything. And being cut off from your destined path. So this is talking about your career, your reputation, and all of that energy. If you're worried about it, in God's eyes, you're a happy child of God, and that's what you deserve to be. And this is saying that a change of location, even if it's just moving across the city, or it doesn't even have to be a physical move, but changing your whole, your circle, understanding, hey, these weren't friends of mine, doing what you need to do, put things in order. We have the Hierophant energy in, and this is talking about, the Hierophant is responsible for traditional structure. This can also represent the marriage energy, because the Hierophant would be someone that would be able to perform a marriage legally. So this is talking about bringing the justice in, that's a high, and through a traditional structure. So quite often this can represent, marriage, if that's in the go, because the marriage energy talks about, of tradition. It's a traditional way of committing in a relationship. And then we have the energy of Aquarius for the last card here, and this is talking about, we're definitely have moved into the age of Aquarius by now. It feels like it with all this AI. Moving from Pisces into the Aquarius can make us feel a little bit like a fish out of water. So this energy, you have to remember, like moving from one age, from one age into another. We've been in the Pisces age for 2,160 years. And we're slowly moving into this Aquarius energy. In the Pisces energy, we would tend to hang on to things longer, be more idealistic, and say, be in an energy of trying to fix things. Like if something's broken, fix it. And then, stay in it until it's, and work through it until it's better. Whereas the Aquarius energy is more like experimental. Like, for example, in matters like in the the Piscean energy, a lot of people, even like 20-30 years ago, they would take a position at work, and they would stay in that position with that company for the, maybe not in that position, but they would stay with that company and work their way up, and for their entire career would be in the one company, that kind of energy. And then they'd get a pension and retire, and there was steps, and everybody was kind of doing it that way. And the Aquarius, a lot of younger people will tell you, well, that's not an option anymore. You're very likely not to stay with the same company, and you might even change what you do for a career several times in a lifetime these days. There's a lot more change. And so the Aquarius energy is saying, you have to observe what's going on in your life and take a look at it from that perspective of observation, so that you can then see what's working for you, double up on that, and what's not working for you, make small changes. How did that work out for you? Just do it a little bit at a time, rather than having the change come more from an experimental, scientific observation kind of energy than from I hope it works out energy. So I do hope you've enjoyed this reading. Please do give it a like and comment if you have. It really does help me build my channel. I really appreciate it. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. You're more than welcome, and I would be honored if you did so. And I will be back. I'm going to do another reading for the new moon coming up here right after this set of readings is done. Just so if you want to, I do have a playlist of the new moon, full moon. So if you want, I have both eclipses for all signs. I did a separate reading for each sign. So if you want more information about how this eclipse is affecting you, you can look it up on that playlist. Thank you for your energy. Bye for now, and see you soon.